What's up guys, it is Joe here today for Aeterno UK once again, and welcome back to part 2 of the F1 2014 mid-season review on the channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the first half of the season of Scuderia Ferrari and also Williams, Martini Williams I believe the full name is. But yeah, we're just going to be reviewing the drivers and giving the teams a rating out of 10 for how I think their seasons have been so far. Here we go. So then, we'll start with Ferrari, who currently lie in 3rd position in the Constructors' Championship, and it has been a pretty turbulent year for Ferrari. God knows how they are 3rd in the Constructors' Championship, because like I say, it's been a pretty poor year for the Maranello outfit, once again, it has to be said. Really, since 2009, from 2009 onwards, it's been pretty poor, and especially from 2011, 2012, 2013, and now 2014, you know, they just haven't produced championship-winning cars. But Fernando Alonso once again has dragged them through the hedge, I guess you could say. He currently lies 4th in the drivers' standings. He has contributed pretty much to the whole of the points total for Ferrari, because Kimi Räikkönen, well, it's been an awful season for him. On his return to Ferrari after departing in 2009, he scored just 27 points in the first half of the season, with a best result of just 6th place, and that came in the last race in Hungary, where he actually started 16th on the grid. So, Fernando Alonso has taken 2 podiums, Ferrari's only 2 podiums, and that was a 3rd place in China and a 2nd place in Hungary in the last race. It could easily have been a win, but only because of the fantastic driving of Alonso, and not because that F14T has been an absolute dream to drive, because, you know, Kimi Räikkönen all season has been having troubles with the brake-by-wire system, and Fernando Alonso just can't seem to get to grips with it either. You know, he scored points in every single race. He got 4th in Australia, then he went 4th, 9th, 3rd, 6th, 4th, 6th, 5th, 6th, 5th, 2nd. So he's sort of just been, you know, scoring 8, 10, 12 points consistently throughout the season, and that's left him on 115 points. But we all know that Fernando is the master of dragging the dogs of cars around, and especially dogs of Ferraris, it seems to have been in the last few years. You know, Ferrari had a chance to really take this season by the scruff of the neck with the huge regulation changes. They're the makers of the engines. You know, they could be a Mercedes if they'd have done it properly. You know, made their engine, or made the car around the engine, and you know, they could be a real force to be reckoned, but they just haven't taken that opportunity. And you know, it's a real chance gone begging once more. And obviously, I haven't even mentioned that Stefano Domenicali departed after Bahrain, and Marco Mattiacci has just sort of started the rebuilding process. But it's not going to be really until 2015 that we see the fruits of his work, if you will. So overall, then, I'd probably give Ferrari a very harsh 4 out of 10. It's been an absolutely shocking season, and it could have been so much better. It had so much hope, but yeah, could be Bianchi next year, maybe. Who knows? Moving on then to Williams, the second part of this episode, if you could say that. And wow, what a contrasting season it's been for them. Obviously, the rebranding with Martini becoming the main sponsor, and them having the beautiful white livery rather than the one that you see in this gameplay right now. It's just been sort of get back to basics for Williams, completely rejig the staff. Having Rob Smedley on board must be a huge bonus to them, although, you know, he didn't contribute to this year's car. Pat Simmons as well, they've got him on board, as well as a lot of other technical geniuses, I guess you could say. Pat Simmons, the chief designer and chief technical officer, has done a great job on this year's car. Like I say, just going back to basics. And, you know, it helps that they've had the best engine, but they've really optimised that Mercedes engine to make it even quicker in a straight line than the works Mercedes. I believe it's something to do with them reducing drag in a straight line, to do with the front wing aerodynamics. I won't go into the details, but basically it reduces the drag further in a straight line. It's almost having like a double DRS system in a way. And it's just given them superior straight line speed, We've got a couple of power tracks coming up in Spa and Monza next up. Could we even see them take the top step of the podium? It would be great to see that happen, but although they've had an inherently quick car, they've had a few questionable strategy calls on the pit wall. Like in Austria, which is probably the highlight of their season, taking a 1-2 on the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix in qualifying. But, you know, it didn't fall apart in the race. I mean, they got 3rd and 4th. And, you know, Felipe Massa's pole almost went down the drain with a poor strategy where they just didn't keep with Mercedes. It was almost as if they were running their own race and completely forgot that Mercedes were there. Hopefully they'll be able to score some solid points there, because they have chucked a lot of points away. So I think it was just sort of safe strategy calls to make sure that they got the points on board. They should definitely be ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship, and hopefully the second half of the season they'll almost learn from their mistakes. But you've got to remember, this time last season they were on 1 point at the halfway stage. So Valtteri Bottas has without doubt been the star of the Williams team. And probably apart from Daniel Ricciardo, the surprise package of 2014. He's currently 5th in the Drivers' Championship, taking 3 podiums on the bounce in Austria, Britain and Germany, and he's definitely a star for the future. Felipe Massa has had a bit of bad luck, obviously getting rammed off at the first corner in Australia, and the same happened in Silverstone, where he got rammed off by Kimi Raikkonen. And obviously another retirement in Germany, but Felipe has definitely given an additional layer to the Williams team and helped them hugely. Overall then, I'm going to give Williams 7.5 out of 10 for some questionable strategy calls and also them not making the most of their car, which is why I've docked them 2.5 points. I've actually given them the same as Red Bull, which is interesting. But let me know what you guys think with the ratings. Do you agree with them? Do you think I'm a bit harsh, or do you even think that I've overrated some of them? I'm going to be very, very harsh with these ratings. But make sure that you join me next time. I'm going to be reviewing McLaren and Force India's first half of the season. Couldn't think who the other team was then. But yeah, once again, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And make sure that you leave your thoughts, like I say, in the comment section. And I guess that's about it till the next episode. I hope the summer break isn't too long for you. Don't worry, F1 will be back soon. But I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.